definitely, a long road to get to this point. Stuff takes time. My dad, he always say, man, he's so stubborn. Yeah, I'm stubborn, but my stubbornness, that's what got me here.
Look at it, John. Look, if you punch, boom, 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 then move. Whatever punch it is, the last one you move on that side, all right? A lot of sparring, all of the physical straining, running, lifting weights, that's beautiful. But you need to practice on what you have to do, and you have to box. So you should do as much boxing as possible leading up to the...
Inside an intense training environment, Errol Spence Jr. is grinding through punishing workouts while being closely observed by Mike Tyson. Every moment in the gym reflects focus and relentless effort as he sharpens his skills for the upcoming clash with Tim Tszyu. The atmosphere is charged with determination, where strength, precision, and discipline take center stage. With experienced minds guiding the process, the preparation feels like more than just routine training. It's the build-up to a high-stakes showdown in today's boxing scene.
Try not to pull it back too far, right? Try to do heat.
Following nearly 3 years away from consistent action, Tyson has shifted full attention toward redeveloping Errol's knockout power. Each training session is carefully structured to rebuild and refine the kind of explosive force required for a serious comeback against a top-level opponent.
This jab, like he's been doing in the gym, coming forward, punching to the body with his hard punches and bringing it to the head. I've been through that when you think the further you pull your hand back, the harder you punch, but it's not. Punching comes with relaxation, real good pinpoint accuracy punching. You can hit a guy with a pop, boom, hit the guy.
Tyson is driving Spence Jr. through extremely demanding conditioning work, fully aware that Tszyu comes forward aggressively right from the first bell. The focus is on building stronger footwork, quicker reflexes, and more explosive punching power. As a result, Spence is starting to regain a sharp, threatening presence in the ring, looking both confident and dangerous once again.
That the harder I work, it's gonna benefit, my kids, my mother, my father. So I know it's not just me. And that's one of the things I had to realize again once the car accident and, certain things happened, and realize that it's not just me, I'm in there, not just me, I'm fighting for everybody, because everybody's sacrificing their own way.
There you go, control.
And when it gets hard, I'll be like, man, I don't know if I can do this. But then I'll be like, my kids deserve better. Now I'm gonna keep working, I'm gonna keep grinding.
Yeah.
Tyson is passing on the classic peekaboo boxing system to Errol Spence Jr., focusing on non-stop head movement, a compact defensive guard, and sharp, explosive counters. This old-school approach is built around staying elusive, protecting the center line, and striking back with sudden, powerful punches.
In the bag, right? I see you hitting when you walk. I want you to do like this. Boom, 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 boom. You keep boom, 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 boom. How long you can do that? 1, 2, 1, 2. The combination, boom, like punch, boom, 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 boom.
For any boxer, completely adapting to another fighter's style is never a simple task. Even when the influence comes from someone as iconic as Mike Tyson, the process of fully absorbing and applying that approach remains challenging.
You have to understand, when you're first learning, and he's got a style all his own. Mike comes in, or if anybody comes in and teaches something new, it's tough to pick up. This punching power, it all works hand in hand. It flows like water, as Bruce Lee says. And let me tell you, Tyson Fury said it doesn't matter if he has Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee, and Mike Tyson training him. The fact of the matter is, all of those three combined are a novelty of the cuss style, of a boxing style that Mike knows like the back of his hand, and he knows in his sleep.
The sparring work continues at a high level of intensity, with Spence Jr.'s team carefully simulating the aggressive approach expected from Tim Tszyu. Training partners are instructed to keep coming forward, unleash powerful combinations, and engage in tough inside fighting. This setup is designed to condition Spence for the non-stop pressure and demanding exchanges he is likely to face once the fight begins.
You're on your own. If I miss a tackle, I got someone to get my back. If I drop the ball, someone can pick me up. You know, if Earl drops the ball, that's over. It's over.
For Errol Spence Jr., the instruction goes well beyond just learning boxing skills. Mike Tyson repeatedly stresses the importance of mindset, taking control of the fight, disrupting an opponent's timing, and pushing even top-level fighters out of their comfort zone. This is built through non-stop pressure, strong self-belief, and measured aggression once inside the ring.
Knows the in and out about fighting, and it's just that we had to transfer that because he's using his legs and elbows and everything, grabbing. So we kind of, I don't know, did a new foundation and made him more elusive. You know, made him more elusive. He throws his punches with just bad intentions. And I used to believe the consistency of the hard punches to the body, to the head, what he's capable of doing.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That's better than all the hard punching in the world. Go ahead.
Just want to see how much he wants and how far he go, how far he wants to go before he says no.
Errol Spence Jr. is currently going through sparring rounds against a blend of seasoned professionals and promising newcomers. Each opponent brings a different rhythm, pace, and level of power into the ring. This variety is designed to force quick adjustments, improve reaction time, and build adaptability so he can handle the unpredictable nature of live exchanges and stay prepared for the constant pressure expected from Tim.
Duncan, you got Anthony Joshua, he like a David Robinson. The whole lineup, you got Ryan Garcia, he like a Manu Ginobili. You know, you got Frank, he like a Tony Parker.
Heavyweight title holder Anthony Joshua has expressed that he slightly favors Errol Spence Jr. heading into the upcoming matchup. He points to Spence's deep experience, high ring intelligence, and ability to adjust during fights as key advantages. Joshua also highlights that Spence's disciplined preparation and improved physical conditioning could work in his favor, while still noting that Tszyu is a constant threat known for his relentless pressure and danger in the ring.
This here gets pushed. So I think that's why I see, like, if you look at Errol, you can push, push, push. I'm rooting for Errol. I'm rooting for Errol in this fight, but good luck to both.
Despite being away from competition for an extended period, Errol continues to work the heavy bag with full intensity. He unleashes rapid-fire combinations, displaying sharp accuracy, strong punching power, and top-level conditioning that remains evident throughout his training sessions. Errol Spence Jr. is also incorporating cupping therapy into his recovery routine, alongside other methods such as physiotherapy, ice baths, regular stretching, and massage treatment. These recovery practices are aimed at easing muscle fatigue, boosting circulation, and helping him recover faster between the demanding sparring sessions in camp.
Tattoos though, so you shouldn't be too scared of needles, right?
Yeah. I'm good on that. I'm just getting my body ready to go out in all-out war because I don't know what he's going to bring to the table. It could be anything. It's all about training your body, you know, physically and mentally to prepare for war. I feel like the greats, whether it's basketball, football, boxing, whatever, you know, they kept focused 100% all the time. And that 1 second you lose focus, that's the 1 second you can either get caught or something can happen. So I believe that's what's gonna keep me at the high level, just staying focused. Because once you lose focus, even in life, once you lose focus.
In preparation for the bout against Tszyu, Spence sticks to a highly disciplined nutrition plan built around lean protein sources, measured carbohydrate intake, and strict hydration control. He carefully regulates his weight reduction process while preserving strength, making sure his stamina stays high, his energy remains stable, and his body recovers efficiently throughout the demanding training camp.
As I got older, it gets a lot harder, so yeah, it's been a real serious issue for me.
In between each meal, he's got to drink 32 ounces of fluid. He's like, so I got to do this every time? I'm like, yeah.
And the old school is the whole not drinking water, eating less. You're always hungry, you're always thirsty, and then that, affects your mood.
Well, trick to cooking healthy is citrus.
This is my first time going all the way through with a nutritionist. They take care of you and make sure, you drink and you ask questions.
He just hangs out with his kid, his lady, and he focuses on smashing ahead, on April 16th.
It's a good thing to not having to rely on myself and rely on him to make weight easy. All I gotta do is just focus on the fight and focus on training and working hard.
Tim Tszyu is continuing to refine his boxing ability through sharp, high-level mitt sessions that showcase the focus and discipline of a serious contender. Each round reflects his commitment, with fast, precise work that highlights his hunger to stay fully prepared at an elite level.
Tell me which one you hear me move on. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see, you got me. Look. It's nice. Good, there you go. Let's go. One.
Meanwhile, Errol Spence Jr. shares that his extended time away from the sport has played an important role in helping him reset both mentally and physically after years of demanding fights and personal challenges. The former champion notes that stepping back has allowed him to regain mental clarity, rebuild his concentration, and renew his drive as he prepares for his comeback against Tim Tszyu.
What makes you feel like you didn't take too much time off?
Because I was also active, and I was also active as far as, playing soccer, training, playing soccer, and learning soccer, going to the gym, running around, just doing stuff, just being active. And, a lot of the vices that I had in the past, I don't drink anymore. So just a lot of stuff that was slowing me down, it's not anymore. It's not being a vice. I'm more with my family. If I'm not with my family, I'm probably training somewhere, or, I'm probably traveling and seeing the world.
Brian Norman Jr. has made a bold prediction regarding the upcoming fight, suggesting that Errol Spence Jr. could potentially stop Tim Tszyu inside the distance. He points to Spence's sharp form, improved power, and strong return after his time away from the ring. According to Norman, Spence's high fight IQ, veteran experience, and precise punching ability may be enough to trouble Tszyu early and possibly lead to a decisive knockout finish if the momentum goes his way.
We're definitely going to see a different version of Errol Spence. And I feel like he's going to be better than he was in the past. And what I mean by that is, first round knockout coming soon. And Tim Tszyu is going to sleep, man. The boy ain't got nothing for him. What dude from Australia? My boy, he coming to Australia just to give him the work, you feel me? But back to what I was saying, I just feel like Errol Spence is going to be a great fighter, just doing the thing. I see him in camp. And
many boxing analysts are of the view that Errol Spence Jr. could still hold a clear advantage over Tim Tszyu, even after his extended time away from competition. They highlight Spence's elite boxing intelligence, sharp jab, and effective body work as tools that may allow him to dictate the rhythm of the bout. At the same time, experts caution that Tszyu's non-stop pressure and high-volume combinations could create early difficulties, particularly given Spence's 3-year absence from top-tier action. Still, some commentators maintain that Spence's overall skill level remains above most fighters in the 154-pound division, with his timing and counter-punching ability seen as potential answers to Tszyu's aggressive forward style.
Spence would be too much for Tim Tszyu. I'll say it right now. Tim Tszyu, we've seen all of the talks about him bringing Errol Spence back into the fold. I think the game misses Errol Spence. I think boxing needs Errol Spence. And I like this fight, and I like the fact that Tim is obviously coming off a win.
Even though it's not a current champion, like Errol Spence probably wanted, you know, when he first started talking about coming back, he wanted to fight Sebastian Fundora, which now everybody's looking at, he's a hard guy to fight.
Wait a minute.
But that's how Spence is, you know.
No tune-ups.
Right, but even though he's not fighting a champion, Tim Tszyu ain't a tune-up.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? He's actually a very skillful fighter. He just has some losses now. You know, losing to Fundora, getting stopped or whatever, that hurt him a lot. Even though Spence only has one loss, they're both in the same boat where they need a good name now to put him right back on top because they're right, especially Spence, you're right there.
A number of analysts and fans draw a clear distinction in overall achievement between Errol Spence Jr. and Tim Tszyu, arguing that Spence's established success at the highest level sets him apart. They point to his victories over elite champions and his sustained run in top-tier competition as evidence of a more proven resume. Throughout his career, Spence has faced and defeated respected names such as Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and Eudenis Ugas, competing in major championship and unification-level bouts that demanded constant pressure and precision. His control of fights through sharp jab work, effective body attacks, and strong ring intelligence has earned him recognition as one of the standout fighters of his era. Supporters of this perspective believe that while Tszyu is a dangerous and steadily improving contender, he has not yet faced the same consistent depth of elite opposition at championship level. In their view, Spence's extensive experience in high-pressure situations gives him a noticeable advantage in composure, adaptability, and the ability to close fights when it matters most.
Not doing that, but they're not in the same boat. Errol Spence lost to arguably one of the greatest fighters of all time.
I understand
and that's his only loss.
And I think he can get a big fight no matter what.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tim Tszyu got to prove himself. But yeah, Errol Spence can have a big fight straight off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, he reigned at 147 for a very long time. And look,
was on the pound-for-pound
he's
list.
taking a longer break than I guess people anticipated or that people even want. But let that man, let him do what he needs to do in order to get his mind right back into the sport. I'll say it right now, and you can take it to the bank. I'm just saying,
take it to the bank.
I think Errol Spence would be too much for Tim Tszyu. I think this break is going to serve Errol Spence well. I'm so keen on that. I just think that he needed this break, and we're going to see a great version of Errol.
Tim Tszyu has responded directly to criticism by questioning the way Errol Spence Jr. performed in his fight against Terence Crawford. He suggests that Spence appeared unsettled under Crawford's pressure and had difficulty dealing with the pace, timing, and sharpness at the highest level. Tszyu's remarks show strong confidence as he approaches the matchup, implying that Spence's reputation may not fully match his most recent performances. In his view, that defeat highlighted possible weaknesses in Spence's defensive reactions, his ability to adjust on the fly, and how he handles continuous pressure. He also believes that although Spence has competed against elite opposition, the absolute top tier exposed areas that an aggressive, forward-moving fighter could potentially take advantage of.
What type of fighter do you expect besides the because of the fact that he hasn't been in the ring for 3 years, and he chose this time to come back and fight you in your backyard?
Yeah, I think he's refreshed, rejuvenated. I hope he is. When he fought Terence Crawford, I felt like he looked a bit dizzy, so I don't know. So hopefully he's all right. Hopefully he's at his peak. That's what I expect.
Tim Tszyu has outlined his short-term priorities in boxing, making it clear that his immediate focus is on securing a victory over Errol Spence Jr. before turning attention to larger opportunities. He believes that defeating Spence would significantly boost his position and lead to major title fights, as well as high-profile matchups in the super welterweight division. Tszyu has also expressed strong belief in his aggressive fighting approach and high work rate, stating that these qualities can push him toward elite status. He has emphasized his desire to remain active against top-ranked contenders and current champions as he continues his rise in the sport.
Shows what we can do. Thank you to No Limit. Thank you to Matt Rose for making all this possible. We got big backing, we got big crowds, big numbers. So when you have that, a lot of things are possible.
As we heard, this fight is at a catch weight 158, but no matter what, you're still going to be a 154-pounder, correct?
Yeah.
With that said, a win against Spence, does it put you back in the Fundora talk, or do you have your eye on a fight that'll happen a month prior to yours, and that's Boots versus Xander?
Look, I'm willing to take on all challenges. You know, another Fundora fight, I'm down. Yeah, there's a lot of different fights to be made for sure. Boots and Zayas, that's an interesting one as well. So yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. I would love to fight Charlo. You know, that's one of the fights that's been in the head of mine for a long time. So if I can get a Charlo post this one, let's get.
Errol Spence Jr. has revealed that following his difficult defeat to Terrence Crawford, he faced widespread doubt from others who questioned whether he should continue his boxing career or if he could ever return to his previous standard. Despite this, he made it clear that he would not allow outside opinions or uncertainty to shape his future. Rather than stepping away from the sport, Spence committed himself to rebuilding through structured training, recovery work, and personal reflection. He viewed the loss not as a final chapter, but as a driving force to improve and evolve. In his view, greatness in boxing is defined not only by wins, but also by how a fighter responds when confronted with adversity.
On social media, say if I come back, I'll be a shell of myself. You know, if he comes back, you know, but he probably not gonna come back. He's damaged. I just, you know, use it all as fuel. Some people can use it all and be not motivated and be like, and let that knock them down. I use it as fuel.
What's your take on this matchup? Do you believe Errol Spence Jr. still has enough sharpness and durability after his time away to deal with the constant pressure from Tim Tszyu? Or will Tszya's non-stop aggression prove overwhelming? Share your prediction in the comments below.